This is video 7 for things not working, and it concerns making a calibration target centerline in the iRIC platform. This will be a rather simple demonstration, I believe. I'm going to deal with 2 points. There is an incomplete dialog box that I found. Frank didn't describe this dialog box to me, nor did we attempt to use it together. I actually discovered it one day and have been trying to use it on my own intuitively. It appears not to work, and I did ask him, I believe on the phone, and he remarked that he had not finished it yet. Now, secondly, there is a feature that Sarah previously developed that works, and I think it's a good workaround, but the team feels like the need to go in and format a file in a rather unique way before it can be imported is a stumbling block and may inhibit users from being able to do this easily. So we wanted to be able to configure a file in an easier format and to be able to import a KMZ or shapefile. And that's what I assume Frank was up to. Okay, let me show you in iRIC what we're talking about here. First of all, I'm going to show you what Frank had begun. In the calculation conditions under settings, I was looking one day and I saw that it said calibration, which is of course important. So I went to here, which was new. It has these 2 abilities here where you can import a calibration shapefile, and let's say I try to do that. Let me make sure that we're not trying 2 things at once here. So if you try and import a calibration shapefile, you save and close, nothing happens. Okay. Likewise, it appeared that he had a ability to import. Let me get rid of that. That may have been a problem, don't know. The output file using measured values, and I don't understand what that means. So I just assumed that meant we might be able to import the same one that Sarah had. And it said that it existed, but it doesn't import anything. So it's my impression that this dialog box is not working, and I think that's what Frank confirmed, that he hadn't finished it. Ideally, we'd like to be able to input a shapefile or a KMZ or a .dat, just like we can for the bringing in a grid. Okay. Now, let me cancel this and show you how the feature that Sarah made actually works. Now, the hard part, and the part that we feel is a stumbling block, is the formatting of the actual file. You need to have, as far as I know now, a text file. Once you find the text file, you need to delete a number of lines. Then you need to have anyway, you need to have very specific instructions on how you would make this file. You need to delete a certain column, then you need to keep 3 columns, and 2 columns need to be named XY. So it's a very specific format. But I did do that, and when you import that file, here's one that I made previously, it does import. In this case, the 3rd column reads over here in a strange way, which is programmed by iRIC, but not a big deal. And then when you actually do a run, as you see occurring here, in a very rapid fashion, which is delightful, it also appears on your output, which is very important. So you could go back and forth and calibrate using this. That's the issue And that's the end of this small video.